So you have a tournament coming up. You're playing a major league pickleball event, which means you're going to be playing women's doubles, mixed doubles without me, and singles.
Yeah.
So we've been practicing, training pretty hard. And what's the number one thing that you want to work on for this tournament?
For all three of those types of matches, the most important thing for me to do is hit a deep, low return of serve.
And I think the return of serve is essential at any level and whatever you're playing, even in rec play, because the return of serve starts the point. Now, people say the serve starts the point, but when you serve, you have to stay back. The return, if you can hit a good return, you're going to be the first person that gets up to the kitchen, and the kitchen is the most offensive and best place to be in pickleball.
Yeah, I would say it's the best strategy to use to put yourself in the best position on the court with your team to win the most points possible.
Yes.
If you hit a short return, you're setting yourself up for being on defense. If you hit a nice deep low return, you are instantly on offense.
So we're going to be giving Michelle a return lesson, and we're going to be going over 3 or 4 top tips that if you can implement in your return game at any level, you're going to see tremendous improvement and hit better returns, more consistent returns, and get up to the kitchen faster. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. So first, let's check out your return, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So we're going to serve some to Michelle right now, and I'm just going to watch what she does before, during, and after the return. I'm going to hit her normal, easy serves, and we'll see what happens. Do one more. Give me one more. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to look at for Michelle is her movement. She's really standing still when she's hitting the return. Michelle, when you hit the return, you want to make sure that you move forward every single time into the serve. Now, we just did a video on this, but we're going to speak about this a little bit. You want to make sure that you stand further back than standing super close so you can move up to the serve and get your momentum forward. So we're going to do an amazing drill right now. One of my favorite drills to teach all of my students this, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to go over there. I'm going to put my paddle down right here. And while I get the balls, you're going to shadow swing. You're going to pretend that you got a serve. We're going to do the forehand for this video's purpose. And all you're going to do is you're going to swing. And after you swing, you're going to make sure that you end up past this paddle, okay? And go back. So swing and end up past this paddle. Now, even if you forget to do it during your swing, you're still going to walk past the paddle before you go to the next one. So I'm going to get our balls real quick. Good. So a huge thing with your return to serve in pickleball is you always want to be moving forward. Like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, it is getting to the kitchen. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to just drop the ball here. You're going to hit it like your return, and you're going to make sure, again, you just end up past that paddle. Ready? Here we are. End up past the paddle. Good, but you stop still. So as you saw with Michelle, she ended up past the paddle on that one, but you were here and then you thought, okay, I'm at the paddle. I want you to walk past the paddle. I want you to get feeling that you're moving forward and through it. Here we are, so let's try again. Don't step on my paddle. Good, and back. Let's do 2 more. Good, 1 more. So you're getting used to your body moving forward and through the return. I want you to show the viewers right now, do one where you don't move through, and then do the next one when you do, okay? So here we are. So you don't move through. Good, so she stops, she ends up here, okay? She is so far back at the kitchen, right? Let's do it again. Here we are. Now watch her move through. Go move through and then stop. Here we are. Good, look how much closer she is to the kitchen. Now, in or out, we're not worrying about that. We are worrying about your footwork. So then after I do some drop feeds and you get that feeling, I am now going to feed the ball. So now you're going to have an imaginary line right here, and you're going to make sure that you just go past it every single time. Or here we are. We'll put out that water bottle. Here we are. So again, I'm going to just feed the ball, end up past there. Good. And we're not worrying about anything except our footwork right now. Good. And back. Good workout, right? Here we are. Good. One more. Good. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the baseline and I'm going to serve the balls to you, and again, you are going to end up past the water bottle. Good. Next one. Good. Last one. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do, maybe a little bit too hard, that's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that water bottle there for visual purposes. But here, you have to listen. You listening?
Yes.
Look at your coach. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to serve, you're going to return the ball, and then you're going to hit the third shot and you're going to stop. So I'm going to serve, you're going to return, actually the fourth shot and stop, okay?
Okay.
So serve, return, I'm going to hit it to you and you're going to stop wherever you make contact with your fourth ball. You ready? Let's go. Where do you want to be? At the kitchen. So try to get there, right? This is a great drill to do. Good, here we are. Stop at contact. Good, okay. Do it again. I want you to stop at contact after that ball. Good. So you see where you are? Can you get any closer to the kitchen on that fourth ball?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, the goal is to get as close to the kitchen as possible. So now after we do that and get the feel of stopping, now what we're going to do is tell your partner to try to get to as close to the kitchen as possible on their fourth shot. This is really going to force them to think about moving forward and being aggressive with their body position to get into the best place. Let's go, come on. Come on, get up there. Ah, good. I'm a little bit cold. Try it again. Good, you're at the kitchen? Yeah. Good. Two more. Good, you're at the kitchen, okay? Now what we're going to do, after you're done that, we're going to play a game that you have to get up to the kitchen 2 times at the line or right behind the line because you don't want to be in the kitchen. And I want to keep you back 2 times. Okay. So again, I want to serve super deep and super hard to not make you get up to that kitchen line. You ready? You want to get to the kitchen. Here we are. And I want to take my balls early, right? All right, that's 1-0 me. If it's out, here we are. Good, I want to take them early. Ah, you're not the kitchen, I win, all right? So that's a great game that you can do as well to teach yourself to get up to the kitchen line. Now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you are holding the paddle loose. You're thinking so much about your body right now that you're probably trying to be super aggressive, but in essence with that, you are holding the paddle super tight. That's why the balls are flying super long. Okay. So I want to make sure when you hit your returns that you're holding the paddle super loose. We just taught your momentum to work for you, so you don't have to work for the paddle as much. Maybe before you did, right? So maybe before you weren't thinking about moving forward as much, so you had to compensate with the power and the tightness in your hand. Now you're moving forward into the court. Now you can hold that paddle loose and just let your body do the work. So these next 3, you're going to try to hold the paddle as loose as possible and just utilize that new momentum that we've went over with your body. You ready? Here we are. Super loose. Use that momentum. Super loose. Good. 2 more. Make sure you're exhaling while you hit. That's going to help you be loose as well, not just make faces at me because we're on camera. Let's do 1 more. Here we are, super loose, loose. Good, nice. How's it feeling?
Better.
Better? So you really have to give up control of your paddle and let your momentum work. Now, after we do that, we're going to put the cherry on the top, and what is that going to be? That's going to be following through. So you need to make sure that you hold the paddle loose, but you need to let your paddle go fully after your return. And here's a thing that many pickleballers go wrong. They can't get power on their return. If they try to get power with these drills that we just did, they're going to end up missing long every single time, because when they return, they just try to get the ball in, they stop at contact, and the ball goes long. In order to get that ball in, you have to make sure that you follow through all the way. And you were saying you do that often?
Yeah, I go like this because I want to point to where I want the ball to go, but that doesn't work for the returns.
If you want to be accurate in pickleball, any type of ground stroke, your forehand, your backhand drives or returns, you have to make sure that you let the paddle go
And trust yourself,
all the way.
which
And
is
trust,
hard to do.
yeah, especially if you don't come from a racket sports background. It's kind of hard. Like, you think you want to place it there, you need to stop and lock it up. No, you need to let it go all the way.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to have Michelle follow through every single time to the middle of the court. So the best place that you want to put your return in pickleball is to the middle. The middle, because it eliminates angles, and also it's the #1 space for miscommunication between you and your partner when they're playing. So what you're going to do every single time now is, once you're done, you're going to swing, you're going to follow through, and you're going to point your elbow towards that T in the middle. Let's say it real quick. So every single time that you're done, good, and you're going to point your elbow to that T. You have to make sure that you remember what? Holding the paddle loose and utilizing your momentum. We had to do those before we got to this, okay? So you're going to move forward, paddle loose, elbow forward. Move forward, paddle loose, elbow forward. And the #1 way to teach your muscle memory and register this is by saying it out loud. So what are you going to be saying?
Move forward, momentum.
See, she forgets what I'm saying. It's, I knew she wouldn't know. Yep. Move forward, paddle loose, and elbow. All right? And you're going to point your elbow to me every single time. That's going to ensure that you fully followed through. Move forward, loose. Oh my gosh, that was such a good return. Just so surprised. Here we are. Good. I want to be hearing you say it out loud. Move forward, paddle loose. Good. One more. Here we are. Good. All right, let's give you a hard serve. Come on. I'm going too easy. Here we are. Let's show the YouTubers what we're about. Ah. Good. Oh, yes, come on. Okay, so that is how you can get a better return of serve. By utilizing those move forward drills that I gave you and that game, by making sure that you hold your paddle loose, and by pointing your elbow. Now, I'm not done, but do you want to say something?
I do.
Okay.
I heard everything you said, but it's all going to go out the window if I don't go practice this 100 times.
Yes.
So practice this.
And say it out loud, and maybe remember what your coach is saying, because you guys saw on this video, she's like, Tyler, you tell me this, you teach me this, and I need to be learning more. You don't even remember what I'm telling you. You couldn't even recite the 3 words that I've been saying like over and over again.
Yeah, because I have to make it a habit and practice it like 100 times.
So now, if you want to get extremely fancy, maybe your opponent has a bad backhand, maybe you're playing singles and you want to pull them out wide. Now we can work on accuracy after you utilize these tips, and it's going to just fall right into place, because how do you aim? Wherever you point your elbow and your momentum to, the ball's going to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 cross court, 3 in the middle, and 3 down the line. And what are the 3 things that we're going to remember and say out loud every single time that we're doing this?
We're going to be remembering to move forward, hold the paddle loose, and point your elbow.
Wow, okay.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I feel like for me too, like we showed in the initial return of serve, I use my arm and I arm things. Can we talk about a little bit about rotation of the hips with pointing?
Yes, you want to make sure that you turn your body.
That's what I messed up on initially too.
So before, but by utilizing your momentum, you kind of fix that.
Okay.
But by turning your body and taking your paddle back, it's going to make you so much better with your returns in pickleball. A lot of players, they don't turn and they don't take your paddle back. Turning and taking your paddle back is one thing. You have to do both, right? So what I mean by that, if you have a forehand, you're going to turn and you're going to take your paddle back. If you have a backhand, you're going to turn and take your paddle back.
And then you're stepping with that opposite foot as you're doing it too.
Yes.
So it all just comes together if you do that, instead of hitting like this.
And you want to make sure that you move to the ball before you turn and take your you want to make sure you turn and take your paddle back before you move to the ball. Okay. So a great drill now, we're going to add a step, dun dun dun, is you're going to be paddle back, move, loose, follow through. So if you struggle with taking your paddle back, you're going to start with your paddle back. You should make that decision if it's either a forehand or if it's a backhand. Your paddle's back behind you, your hips are facing to the side, just as or before the ball even crosses the net. That is how early you should be realizing that. So I'm going to serve the ball to you right now. You're going to check the camera to see if we're still recording. I hope we are. And we're going to work on taking your paddle back, moving the ball, then following through, then we'll work on accuracy, and then we'll keep on going, all right? Ready? Paddle back, hips are sideways, as you guys can see. Now, you're going to move to the ball, loose, follow through. Point the elbow, good. Let's do a backhand. Paddle back, move to the ball, loose, follow through. Nice, that was in. If we were playing though, I would have called that out. There we are, paddle back, sideways, good. And you see paddle back and sideways is one motion. We're moving to the ball, following through. Good, okay. Now we're gonna work on this accuracy that I just spoke about. So all you're going to do wherever you point your elbow to, and in essence, your momentum, the ball is going to go. Can't find that word, I'm trying to combine both of them. So you're gonna point your elbow that way every single time, and the ball is gonna go that way 3 times. Then you're gonna do elbow to the middle, and then elbow down the line. Are you ready? Yes, let's go. Here we are. Come on, getting ready for this tournament. Okay, that was the middle, you're going over here. So I want you guys to rewind and see where her elbow finished, okay? Take it easy. And one thing with these tips is just pick one little thing to work on. So forget about loose, forget about everything that we worked on. All I want you to do is point your elbow over here now 3 times. Maybe hold it loose, that'll help. Here we are. Elbow, hey, there we are. Come on, 2 more. Elbow to me, elbow to me. Good, 1 more. Maybe a little bit looser. Exhale when you hit, that'll help. Good, all right, straight ahead. And I would rather have Michelle miss right now, going for it and using the proper mechanics, than have her make the ball in, just stopping her paddle. 1 more, here we are. That was beautiful, almost as beautiful as you, babe. Here we are. Yep, all right, here we are. Straight ahead now, down the line. Good, I gave you a bad feed. Here we are, redo. 2 more, 2 more, go. Good. 1 more. Good, good, good. And here's the big thing. We're working on accuracy right now, right? Practice makes permanent. You're going to have to do it over and over again. But Michelle could have made these right now in this video. I am more than confident that she could have made these shots just going like this, hitting the ball in. You could have made every single ball, but you're going for it. You are fine with missing by trying to master the things that we've went over in this video, and that's a huge thing. If you're above a beginner level player, you can make these pickleball shots doing wrong things, but you're never going to get better.
That's going to create a bad habit.
And bad habits are not good. You want to miss with the good habit, then make it with
because
the
then
bad.
You start making with the good habit down the road.
Yes. And that's why drilling and training and practicing is so much more effective than just going out and playing rec, because then you might get competitive like myself and just do whatever it takes to win and play tennis on the pickleball court.
Awful choice.
So if you guys want more tips, more tricks, more giveaways, pickleball news, make sure to click the link in our description for a pickleball newsletter. We had to make our 2024 resolutions, and all I want for Christmas or for this New Year's is to get tons of you guys subscribed to our newsletter. If you guys want any type of corporate event, fundraiser event, if you want a pickleball event in your community, just like here, you click the form, Universal Rackets, you fill out a form, and we're gonna have a Universal Rackets representative get right out to you so we can get our coaches to you to teach you pickleball at your home courts, clinics, everything. We make it fun. And if you want any Selkirk gear, we have the hats, we have the sweatshirts, we even have the shoes today, the beautiful paddles. Make sure you use the link. Oh, the balls. The balls are the best, guys. They're halfway between the Franklin and the door. These balls, they do not crack. They might get a little bit worn down, but they don't crack and they don't lose their shape like the doors. And they're not as fast as the doors. They're not as slow as the Franklins. They're the perfect medium. Make sure you click the link in our description to get a gift card with your purchase.
Happy drilling, because we're gonna drill these returns now for like 30 minutes. Okay?
Yes, so happy drilling. Good luck to Michelle in her pickleball tournament. If she loses, it's clearly because she didn't play with me. And we'll see you guys next time on court. Use these tips, guys, and practice.